We spend a lot of time talking about plot structure, inciting incidents, rising tension, climaxes. But here's what I've learned: you can't build a strong plot on shallow characters because plot is just pressure. And pressure only works if there's something inside the character that they are not willing to lose. Hello, fiction babes and storytellers. Welcome to another episode of Habits of a Writer, the podcast where we talk about the good habits that lead to a finished manuscript. I'm your host, Portia Leivette. I myself have written several novels, self published two so far, and currently working on the next one. Today, I want to talk about character building, not just on the page, but in your own life, because the depth you avoid personally is usually the depth you're missing in your fiction. A character without contradiction, they're going to be predictable. A character without desire is passive. A character without discomfort never grows. And growth, that's the whole story. We don't read for perfection, we read for the transformation. So, let me ask you, what does your protagonist want? What are they afraid of? What belief is about to be challenged? And if you're stuck in the middle of the story, what decision is your protagonist not making? Most character sheets, they start with the surface. Name, age, eye color, goals. But stories aren't built on surfaces. They're built on fractured lines. The only question that really matters is what changes them. Because from once upon a time to happily ever after, it's not a straight line. It's an internal unraveling. A confrontation with what they believe, a surrender of who they thought they were. That's where depth lives. And you cannot build a strong plot on a shallow inner life. What questions are you really asking about the characters you're building? Not just what they look like, not just what they want, but what do they believe and what belief is about to be broken? Plot isn't the events we arrange before we write, it's the pressure we apply to a person's inner world. Memorable characters feel real, even if they have blue skin or pointy ears, because their desires are human. And humans, we want love, we want safety, recognition, we want freedom. And something or someone always stands in the way. Every protagonist needs an antagonist, not simply to create chaos, but to create confrontation. In Waiting to Exhale, the men weren't just romantic disappointments. They forced Savannah, Bernadine, Gloria, and Robin to confront what they believed about love and themselves. In Bridgerton, social pressure isn't just background noise, it presses against identity, reputation, and desire. The antagonist represents the belief your protagonist must outgrow. So, ask again, what does your protagonist want? Now ask the harder question: what part of them must change to get it? You can't escalate a plot if there's nothing inside your character to challenge. If your protagonist believes, I'm unworthy, the antagonist reinforces that. If your protagonist believes, I can survive alone, the antagonist tests that belief. Batman refuses to be a killer. Joker keeps pushing him to the edge to see what it takes to make him cross that line. It's not about punishment, it's about initiation. What belief is your story trying to dismantle? That's where on and off the page connects. When every character sounds like you, agrees with you, and shares your same worldview, the story feels safe, but not alive. If you're unwilling to understand people different from you, your characters won't either. You can't write a character braver than you're willing to be. So if your story feels like it's missing something, it might not need more action. It might need more honesty, because the strongest plots don't come from bigger explosions. They come from the deeper truths. And if you're willing to go there, on the page and in your own life, your structure will hold. Your habit this week: choose one belief your protagonist holds and challenge it. Good writing is about stretching your creativity and honing in on your craft. Hey, if you're new here and looking for tips on writing and building habits for writing routine, encouragement to publish your manuscript, and talk all things writing, then I'm so glad we found each other. I'll be here every Tuesday with a new episode. Please be sure to follow or subscribe so you don't miss out. And if today's episode encouraged you, share it with another writer friend. Until then, happy writing, my friends. Again, my name is Portia Leivette, and this is Habits of a Writer.